It is great chatting with my next guest, who's going to be back in action at UFC 273 on April 9th. She's taking on Mackenzie Dern. It is Tecia Torres joining me here on the program. Tecia, how are you?
I'm good. Just got back in from a little run, so might be sweating a little bit, but I'm good.
No worries. Listen, it's all good. We're doing this virtually, so I don't have to worry about you being sweaty or anything like that. But it's good to see you back. Like I mentioned, your last fight was in August. Here we are talking about a fight in April. Was this the right amount of time off, or are you trying to get back in there a little bit sooner?
I would have liked to get back in a little sooner, but it's okay. I wanted my top 5 fight, and I got it, so I'm excited.
Yeah, it's a really great matchup. Just how excited were you when you found out Mackenzie was the one you're going to be fighting, not only with the ranking, but also the fact that, she's a pretty notable name in the division?
Yeah, actually, originally I was offered Jan. I said yes. She declined the fight. And then like a few weeks later, they offered me Mackenzie, and I said yes again.
There you go. It all worked out, which is great. And it must also like the style matchup as well, in the sense that you've never been submitted in your career, right? And she's sort of known for that in terms of a lot of her victories. So I'm sure that added a bit more too, just the style matchup.
I guess. I mean, I'd much rather fight a striker. I wanted to fight Jan. She was higher ranked. But at this point, I fought everybody, so she's not going to do anything different from anybody. I'm not going to get hit any harder. She's not going to come up with some crazy kick,
Yeah.
It was bound to happen, the fight.
Yeah, I was going to say nothing you haven't seen in your career so far. I wanted to quickly mention that last win over Angela Hill, a decision victory. I know things were, I won't say on your end, but maybe on her end, a little bit personal going in. Are you happy to not only get the win there, but also put that kind of behind you? Because I know there was some stuff sort of leading into the fight.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I dominated the fight even more than I dominated the first fight. So it was a good way to just hush her a little bit.
Yeah. And I'm sure, again, put a stamp on there. No questions at all. Like, you clearly won the fight. I know you didn't get the finish. You must have been pretty happy with the performance, getting the decision there.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I outstruck her at least 2-1. And she's gone through some battles with some really high level opponents. So it gave me some confidence in the fight as well.
How were her fans after the fight? I know sometimes, they love her. They're passionate about her. Did you get any of that after the fight, or was it pretty much positive feedback after that win?
Yeah, positive feedback. I don't think anybody could sit there and say she won. So.
Right. Yeah, no, for sure. For sure. And I was kind of peeping your Instagram a little bit. It looks like camp's gone well. I know you've done a bit of cross training as well. Saw you working with Jessica Aguilar. How have things gone this camp, and what have you been up to in terms of training partners and everything like that leading into the fight?
Yeah, I'm pretty much like to myself with things. I do a lot of one-on-one training. I was fortunate enough to have Jessica in my camp this time around. She moved to Colorado, and I've trained with her a long time history. I started with ATT 12 years ago with her, so we have a long history there. Excuse me. And then early on in camp, I was able to go to Minnesota and train with Rose for a week in their camp, so that was fun. But just trying to improve everywhere. Yeah, I'm excited to see what I can actually pull off in the fight.
Let me ask you this question, and I know it's kind of an obvious thing, but going to train in Minnesota, you're in Colorado, it's cold there. Do you feel that makes the training camp like tougher, it toughens you up a bit, or as someone who used to train at ATT where it's nice and sunny all the time?
The only thing about Minnesota, that since it is like so cold, is like you don't really want to go outside. Maybe that part is hard to get to the gym. But outside of that, we were in and out of the gym. I wasn't standing outside or anything, so it really didn't faze me. But I definitely prefer training in Colorado to Florida. I like the weather. I've gotten used to the cold. When it's over 50, that's like perfect and ideal. Anything like over 70 is really hot. Going back to Florida sucks nowadays. I'm like drenched in sweat.
Yeah, no, and you get the nice mountains. It's just a lot better. I guess kind of what I meant by the cold weather too is like, when you got to get up in the morning and it's, you're going in your car or whatever and it's cold out. It's not the most pleasant thing in the world. I think as someone who used to live out east where it was very cold, that's kind of my mentality, but you kind of mentioned it there as well. The weight cut, I know you always make the weight. In fact, I think a lot of people feel like you could, drop down a weight class. How's that going ahead of the matchup?
Oh, perfect. On schedule. Just excited to go and fight, to be honest. I'm at the point where I'm ready to fight.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of getting close to the date there. Do you do like a meal prep, or how do you sort of prepare your diet leading into the fight?
Sometimes I've used meal companies here and there, but honestly, I just do whatever I want. I'm not the greatest when it comes to food, and I'm grateful that I don't walk too high, that I'm easily able to make 115.
And you also mentioned working with Rose. How's she looking? Obviously, we finally got the rematch booked with her and Carla. I know Rose, maybe hasn't fought as much as she wants, but she's still, she's the champ right now.
Oh, she looks great as always. I'm excited for her fight. I think she's going to be dominant in victory.
Does it give you a lot more confidence getting to work with her just because she is the champion and you're fighting someone in Mackenzie who, again, very notable, very good opponent, but she's not the champ? Does that boost the confidence a bit getting to work with her?
Yes, I guess. I mean, at this point, I've fought everybody in the division, like I said earlier. But yeah, it's nice when I do get to go with Rose. Obviously, I get to see my skill set against the champion in my weight class, and I get to learn things as well and see where I can improve and see where things are working for me against someone who's the best in our division right now. So I'm grateful every time I get to train with Rose. But yeah,
good stuff. Who's going to be in your corner for this fight?
My two coaches who are usually there, Justin and Jason, and then Jessica Aguilar will be my third coach.
Oh, cool. And how nice is it to have Jessica around as well? Because I know, you mentioned the long history there, but she's got a fun personality. I'm sure during fight week, it's nice to have her around.
Oh, for sure. Jessica actually cornered me in my professional debut with Invicta. So it's, the circle's coming around.
Yeah, a familiar face too, which is great. Simple question, April 9th. I know you feel like you're going to win, otherwise why sign the contract? But how do you envision the fight playing out?
I envision my hand being raised in every circumstance. I envision myself being dominant. I just really feel like I'm a bad matchup for her. And it's going to be a fun and exciting fight. It's going to be a tough win, but I'm going to get my hand raised.
In terms of the implications of a victory here, where do you think that situates you in terms of the division with a win over Mackenzie? Like I mentioned, her ranking, but also she's a notable girl in the division.
I definitely see it putting me in the top 5. If I was to go out there and finish her, maybe title implication, but I'm very open about, and I know that I probably need one more win to go for a title after this one.
As again, not looking too far ahead here, you got business to take care of on April 9th, but is that something that you and Rose have talked about, if you keep getting these wins that you might potentially fight her? Is that something you guys have discussed?
No, we haven't, but I'm pretty sure she knows, and I know that's something that's potential down the line. But in the meantime, I'm grateful we're able to help each other, with our successes until then.
Good stuff. How many more fights do you have left on your contract? Do you know?
This might be my last one. I'm not sure if I'm being, maybe my last one or my third of 4.
Gotcha.
But I've been known to renegotiate prior to ending contracts. So,
well, that's what I thought, right? Because usually it's the second last one you renegotiate on before the last one, because then it's not like you're going into free, unless you want to go into free agency, which I don't think you would, because UFC's the best place. Yeah, just wanted to confirm that. That's all good. Okay, we talked about obviously training camp and all that. What about downtime? I know you like being active, being outside. You go hiking. What do you like doing during camp to kind of take your mind off the monotony of training and all that stuff?
Hiking is my favorite thing to do. Just being out in nature. I am one to be on my phone all the time. So when I go hike, I'm not on my phone, we lose service. That's where I feel my best. Outside of hiking and when I'm actually training, the one place where I can truly not think about anything is yoga. I don't go enough, but when I do go, I do really enjoy it. And it's hot yoga specifically because it's so hot that you have to focus on your breathing and what you're doing. And there's no room for thinking about outside things. So when I do get to go, I'm very grateful, but I train a lot. So it's very hard to go because that's a workout in itself. And it gets me, a little drained.
Well, and has that helped, your fight career at all doing the yoga? I know some fighters do it, for flexibility, other things. Have you seen any difference in your career since doing hot yoga?
No, I don't do it enough. Like I said, I wish I did it more. It's just especially in fight camp, it's really hard. I train a lot and hard. But when I do, I'm grateful for it. It does put my mind at ease and make me in a better mood.
And we talked about hiking. Is there a favorite trail you have in Colorado, like a go-to trail that you go on that, it's you gotta cover it at some point?
I really like Gold Camp in Colorado Springs. For an easy hike with the dogs, Garden the Gods is one of my favorite places to go. It's so beautiful. And then, probably Gold Camp and Garden the Gods, probably my 2 favorite easy ones. But in terms of anything further, I really like Estes Park. There's a lot of hiking and biking in that area. So yeah.
Okay, good. Good to know. I'm actually taking notes here. My wife loves hiking, so I'm always kind of keeping
Okay.
tabs if we ever go to Colorado. So that's part of the reason I asked too, but I am kind of generally curious. And are these like long hikes? Like, Aspen Ladd is someone, I don't know if you know, she does like 8-hour hikes. I'm assuming it's not that long. You're probably doing something in the 2 to 3 hour range, I would think.
Yeah, when I do like an 8-hour hike, that'd be a 14er. Are you familiar with the 14ers here in
Yeah.
Colorado?
Yeah, I've heard
Okay,
about it. Yeah.
yeah. When I do, it's a 14er. But outside that, yeah, it's probably between like 2 and 4 hours, somewhere like uh, maybe 4 to 6 miles. 2 miles in, 2 miles out, three in, three out, something like that. Nothing too extensive.
Okay, fair enough. And no Netflix or anything like that? Are you in watching anything right now or no?
Oh, yeah, I'm always doing Netflix. Right now, I'm watching Bridgerton. The second season just came out, a
Okay.
period piece. I really like the period pieces, and I finished the newer version of. Damn it! Oh my gosh.
No worries. See, these are the tough questions I ask, so it's
Uh,
understandable I'm asking you on the spot here. So
um, the
don't worry, I'm
Vikings,
sure it'll.
the newer season of the Vikings on Netflix. I started the Amazon one, but it's like 6 seasons, and the first season from like 2013. So like, the footage isn't as great as this newer season because 2022. So I kind of fell off that one, but the newer one on Netflix is really good.
Does it help watching shows like that during fight camp, like to get you pumped up for your own fight? Because Vikings is something I ask a lot of fighters. A lot of them watch it or they watch anime because there's a lot of fighting in that. Do you find that kind of helps kind of live vicariously through what you're about to do in your next fight?
For me, no. I just really like watching TV,
Okay,
and I like being lazy when I'm out of the gym. I just like to
no worries.
nap and relax and rest my body.
Good stuff. Tisha, thanks so much for the time. We're looking forward to it. UFC 273, April 9th. Anyone you want to thank, any sponsors, any social media you want to plug? I'll give you the last word.
Sure, my social media is all at my name at Tecia Torres. Thankful to my gym and teammates and coaches for all believing me and being with me through the years, and anybody who's influenced my career. And SinFit Nutrition and Egg Weights for supporting me through my fight camp.